again, it's Hannah and Chris from Love Play Work. Now, what we're going to talk about today is a really important aspect of will your idea make money? Now, we did touch upon this a little bit yesterday, but we want to go into a bit more detail. Now, one of the first things I think is really important for you to do is really focus on what your skills are, existing skills that you can earn money from. Sometimes a bit of an issue is when people decide to sort of cast off the things that they've done in the past, turn over a new leaf and decide to follow their passion. Now, I'm not against following a passion. What we do at Love Play Work is definitely following our passion, but the thing is we've got other businesses as well that bring in money, and where we started out was very much about using the skills that we had, Chris using his IT skills, me using my occupational psychology skills, and really building a business around those things. So it's really important not to turn your back on the things that are going to actually make you cash, because they might be the things that fund you to follow your passion further down the road.
That's at the beginning stage as well. You should focus on what you know rather than having to kind of learn something completely new. Kind of makes sense really that you want to work on your skill set rather than kind of pushing yourself well beyond anything that you're capable of right now, when now is the time to strike, now is the time to kind of make as most of it as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so another point I think is important to consider when you're thinking about you want to have a location independent lifestyle is about how much money you actually need, because there can be a lot of advice out there about how you need to earn a huge amount of money from your online business or when you're freelancing, and there can be real uncertainty about leaving a full-time job or leaving some of the security that you've built up behind you because you think you have to have so much money.
It's a complete myth, I think. Yeah, the amount of money that people spend in their home life is a lot more with cable bills, telephone bills, all that kind of thing. When you're living a location independent life and you're travelling a lot more, you don't need those expenses. You don't need all those same kind of things that you paid for beforehand. So I think you'd be surprised. Get a Word kind of a document of some kind or a spreadsheet, document all the different things out and list them, and you'll be shocked by how little money you can probably survive on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's certainly what we found anyway. And the final thing we wanted to talk to you about sort of falls into the area of passive income. Now, one of the things that is a really good idea is to really think about how you can repurpose existing products or materials that you've got and use them in a slightly different way. It's kind of not reinventing the wheel, not making life harder for yourself than it needs to be.
Do the work once, and then just kind of reuse it in lots of different formats.
So, for instance, so we're talking about will your idea make you money. So, if you've done any consulting or training, for instance, and you've done a training course and you've got a training course that people have paid money for, if you think about getting that recorded, and it doesn't have to be slick and fancy, you just record it, you can put it into a DVD, and then you've got an online product, you've got some passive income.
Or even something simpler, just even an ebook. You could have it transcribed your audio, and suddenly you've either from kind of worst case scenario, you've got a whole load of articles that you can repurpose online, which you can submit to different websites, or on the other end of it, you can turn it into some product that you can sell as a cut down version of the course that you've run. You know, there's loads of ways. You don't have to reinvent things and come up with new ideas all the time when you've already got the existing information.
Yeah. Another thing that a lot of people who work in a similar way to us will talk about, well, I don't know if they talk about it, maybe it's just a bit of a secret, but it's something where you don't necessarily have to spend an awful lot of time creating this perfect product before you sell it. Now, we've seen no end of people do this. They put their heart and soul into creating something which looks beautiful and is hundreds of pages long, and then they don't have any buyers for it. You know, so one of the things that we did with our program, our 180 Days to Your Office on the Beach coaching program, which is all resources, it's all materials, what we did last year is we sold it to a small group. We didn't want to go overboard with it, but we sold it before we created it. So that's a really good incentive to know that you've got to put something together, because you know people have already paid for it and you know that there's a market for it. So just don't go crazy with designing and creating until you know for definite there's people out there who are going to pay money for it.
Yeah, I think just like the Kickstarter idea, really, it's kind of the same kind of thing. Find out who wants to buy it before you start producing it.
Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. We'll be back tomorrow with some very special information, so make sure you don't miss it.
Bye.